Our next speaker is Christian Minson. His speech is An American Football Odyssey. An American Football Odyssey, Christian Minson.
As a young American male just entering high school, I heard legend of a magical garment, a cloak of sorts that would grant you all your wishes, which in my case was adoring fans, swooning girls, and a guaranteed date to the prom. I'm talking, of course, about the letter jacket. A jacket with a letter so powerful that without it, I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. But with that letter, there's a party going on right here, a celebration that lasts throughout the year. Woo! Problem was, I didn't have a letter jacket, or swooning girls, or a date to the prom. So I made it my #1 objective to get me that jacket. First task, find out how. I asked my buddy, how do you get a letter jacket? He said, you gotta play sports. I said, oh. I thought back to grade school. I dominated at dodgeball. I was ferocious at foursquare. I even played hopscotch. My buddy brought me back to reality. He said, I think you gotta play big kid sports. I said, big kid sports, like what? He said, well, basketball, volleyball, football. Football, that's it. What red-blooded male would not want to play football? So American, so patriotic, so sponsored by Ford trucks. And the best part, they had cheerleaders, lots and lots of cheerleaders, yeah! Visions danced in my head. I was surrounded by so many girls, I had to sell lottery tickets to find out who I would take to the prom. And then with all the proceeds, I would build a wing at the Children's Hospital. Well, that night, I went home, around the dinner table, I told my parents of my new aspiration. I said, Mom, Dad, tomorrow I'm gonna go out for high school football. Complete silence. I looked at my mom. She was looking nervously at my dad. She caught my eye and looked down at her plate immediately. I was like, what's going on here? My dad took me into the living room and he sat me down. He said, son, I'm afraid we've been keeping something from you ever since you were born. Oh my God, am I adopted? He said, I'm afraid, given your current aspirations, it's much worse. I said, worse? He said, yes, son, I'm afraid you're Canadian. I said, Canadian? What you talking about? He said, you're only half, and technically I swear to God, your mom didn't tell me until after we were married. I said, Canadian. I started to feel sick to my stomach. Kind of like Moby the fish before his last day. The room started spinning. I saw my life flash before my eyes. And there, in the last final moments, there I was huddled with a tattered blanket, watching from afar as all the kids who had prom dates were walking into the dance hall, ready to have a great time. My life was ruined. I cried all night long. And in the morning, completely numb from my pain and in denial of the truth, I went out for football anyway. At the tryouts, the coach had us all standing in a line. He walked down that line with his clipboard. Johnson, weren't you All-American in junior tackle? You're going to be our defensive end. Simmons, didn't you win the Junior Patriot Trophy for most touchdowns in the season? You'll be our running back. Waters, doesn't your daddy drive a Ford truck? You'll make a fine quarterback. Then he got to my name. He did a double take. Minson, what the? Says here you're Canadian? Only half, sir. Only half Canadian. That's still half not American. And you want to play football, boy? This is American football. Not that silly game they play in those European countries like yours. I said, Canada's not in Europe, sir. They actually play a form of football. Shut up, boy! But I was determined to make an impression. An impression I did, because he was always calling my name. Minson, give me 50 push-ups. Minson, go fill up that water jug. And in a rare tone of astonishment, Minson, I gotta hand it to you. Nobody can screw up a play quite like you can. Well, in spite of all that, my hard work got me a position on the team. First string, bench warmer. Week after week, I sat there on the bench, my hopes and dreams dashed like a bill trying to make it through Congress. But then one day, I got my chance. I got out there on that field. I was the center of attention, and I was surrounded by women. And I got me my letter jacket. My position? Rah, rah, shish goomba, go suck an egg team! See you at the prom.